Folks, check it out. Today we have the MOT Groove in the brand new Dragon shell. Now, this is a little more ornate than I'm used to or that you'd normally see in my collection, but damn, it's really good. Now here's the best part of this. This is my second attempt at this video. I earlier today did about a 45-minute video of me swearing, of me just absolutely ready to tear this piece apart. Why? Well, because I was trying to modify it to go with the MOT mix. I had some people request, like, how come there's no videos of somebody trying to put these two together like they're supposed to go? So you can take the MOT mix there, and it's called the mix because you can mix and match with the MOT Groove. Wow, that was not an easy experience, but we are going to give it a shot. So now that I've done that video, and maybe I'll intersperse a couple minutes of that just for a giggle. Here's some light that I always forget to turn on. And we can, you know, have a little laugh at that. And then I'm going to show you how to do it now that I have that newfound knowledge. So one of the things that does drive me a little nuts about taking these apart is it really feels almost impossible to maintain whatever setup you have. Haven't quite figured that out, but they do send with, obviously the groove comes in the box like that, and then they always send along this little extra MOT Groove case with some tools, and then all the balls and springs, and this handy little book here that has you know, what the different setups would be if you set it up in this orientation. They have, well, I can't read that. They have the layout of what's inside the box. Then they have some recommended setups, and that's pretty decent. Now, take a look at this. That goddamn part is what screwed me on the first go round. And note to self, if I had read the directions, it's right there. Wow. But let's go ahead and take this apart. So I've already got the wheel piece off here. So that's just a unscrewing of that cap. And then, oh, where's my tool here? Hold. Okay, we're just gonna use this little tool here. Get that unscrewed. Now this is the piece right here. It is imperative that these are locked into place. And I'm gonna show you that's tough to do so. But boy, that took me a while to figure out why when I was getting this piece in place, it felt really loose. That is kind of the keystone of this whole operation. So you take this piece off of the MOT mix, all right? And just since, you know, it's a little tough to get it back together the way you like it, we're gonna give one last farewell listen to the way I have it set up here. Now, I had the groove when it first came out, and I was unimpressed. These pieces here were really not reinforced. I'll show you they've reinforced them a little bit now, but those felt very soft, and it was very difficult to get together. But part of that is because this structure hadn't been seen before. So we're going to unscrew these pieces here. And let me just say, I was so frustrated after making that video. We went out for a hike. Get that hair out of here, what the hell? We went for a hike. I was in kind of a sour mood because I just wasted, 45 minutes of tape. And by tape, I mean 45 minutes of my life. Nobody cares about tape anymore. But it was a learning experience, and I think it was actually beneficial because, and I told my wife, I said, there's just no way that I'm ever doing one of these blind again. Some of them have gone really smooth. I've opened things blind and been able to put it back together, no problem. This whole thing was not one of those, and it just really sucked. But once I had it together, oh my God, the mix of these two, it's really good. It's really damn good. So here's what you do. We got those unscrewed. Pull that top plate off, all right? And we're gonna be using this. That piece comes into play. Now here are those side pieces. This part was like paper thin before. And it's still a little flexible, but certainly like right there, that part's got some flex to it that I wish it didn't have. But ultimately, these shouldn't be flexing too much. What used to happen though, or what happened with the first groove that I had and why I've always been so out on grooves, was that when you screwed into this, it would kind of bow and cause a lot of pressure on the piece. So you had to almost like half screw them in and then try it out and then screw it a little more. And it was a pain. So this piece, right, this piece is no longer needed from the mix. And this is gonna be it. This is the setup right here. Now, you've got two magnets right there. And I'm gonna show you how to install this without those magnetizing to anything. Now look at that setup. Oh, it's so nice, but we gotta lose it. Some of the springs might stay in. If that's the case, set the balls to the side. And now we are going to unscrew the middle piece, and I think we can actually preserve this part. Let's try. Okay, kind of. So I've got all four of these with the ball and spring, but they're those kind of like oblong holes. So these things kind of lean a little bit. It does make it a little tricky. Now, two magnets on the top and bottom. You want to have these two magnets on the sides so that it doesn't quickly magnetize and all the balls fall out. That becomes a real pain. Now we're going to very gently set that in, maybe. See, everything magnetized. Damn. Part of it is, I think these balls are also magnetic. making it even more challenging. Whoop, yep, see, that one is magnetic. Okay, let's try this again. We got it. Okay, so now that it's like that, now we can let it magnetize. Where did that spring go? Scheiße. Okay, we're gonna find that in a minute. But now here's where those two little posts come in. When you look in there, you've got two little post slots. Sorry about, oh my God, look at how shitty my nails look. Okay, two little posts, two little post slots. You want to drop it in. And then kind of feel it out to make sure that it's fully seated. Then we'll take this screw, drop that in there. Twist, twist, twist. Perfect. Now, if you give it a twist, you're gonna know if it's locked in or not, because it's gonna be really wobbly, but that is locked in. Now, we've got our two springs stayed in there. One spring stayed in there. We got 1, 1, 1. And another one. This was the setup I had earlier. I think I had one more as well. Now we take these, and you're going to set them in there to the side. And now those 4 posts have to line up with those 4 spots. And see if we can do it. Wow. Nope. Yes. Oh, heck yeah. Whew. So much smoother the second time. I do not know why, for the life of me, though, that they use flathead screws here. Check it out, the MOT mix. That's a great sound. So now I know that I have to get one that matches. I'm gonna have to have like a full titanium or full Zerk version of this. I think my son will probably talk me into the Zelda version. And now what you can do, if you want, because otherwise you're just kind of left with these leftovers, is you can combine just this, have this little mix plate. That can be mixed. But this is where it's at. How thick is it? What does it compare to? Zero it out. 15.9 when all together. It really doesn't feel bad. And it's still pocketable. I was carrying this in my jeans pocket today. Wow. God damn, that does just sound really good. So I would say definitely follow along with this. If I have some, you know, funny clips I can pull out of that that previous video, just to show you the absolute agony, I'll play them here. But there you go, folks. So that is the MOT groove I'm in. I am going to be doing a follow-up video where I compare the EDC long, you know, the Fat Cat here. What else do I have? The Gow rotatable. Yeah, at least comparing these pieces here. And I also actually have the shark slider. And we're going to kind of check them all out. But either way, incredible. All right, folks, MOT groove.